I'm English and American, but was born in Belgium and grew up over there and lived there for 21 years before I decided to come over to America. I always loved everything about America because my dad was American. So I was always dying to go, and my dad got me into baseball and American football and American culture.
I'm from the southern part of China, so it's the province of Guangdong, but in the city called Taishan. My mom passed away when I was 3, so my dad was the only one raising me. When I was about 5, my grandpa came to America, and then my grandpa petitioned me and my dad to come to the States. And we waited a long time because the process is really long and it's very costly.
My dad died when I was 11, and I mean, if it was for him, like if he was still around, I probably still gone to America, but he wasn't around, and so it's just I only really knew my mom and the English side of the family. Didn't know much my dad's side of the family. Went to college in Belgium, finished my bachelor's degree, and was kind of at a point where I was thinking, I don't know what I want to do with my life. It was kind of in the back of my mind. It was a fantasy to live in America, so I decided, forget about it. I'm just gonna book a one-way ticket over there and stay over there for a year and find whatever job and just get by. So I did all this stuff without really asking my mom, and then like I announced it to my mom, and yeah, a couple of weeks later I was gone.
When I turned 11, I went to like my last grade in China was 4th grade, and I felt like I had my life kind of set there. I never learned English at all. To go to school for regular classes in China, the city and the village that I lived at, we had to pay for school. So I either skipped grades or I never finished the semester, things like that, because we were really struggling a lot.
So in Belgium they speak 3 languages really. They speak Dutch in the north, French in the south, and German on the east side. I was living in the southern area where we speak French, and it was really never a big problem for me to speak English and French. I went to school in French when I was 3 and learned to speak French straight away there, and then I would come home and speak English.
Letting go of my friends, that was the toughest part. Even though I was young, I was very sad that I didn't want to come. But everyone around me said, "You're so young. You don't know how the potential that you could possibly have. You're gonna waste your potential if you stay in China." When I was in school, when I was 12 years old, 13 in junior high school, I was embarrassed. When I speak English, I had a heavy Chinese accent. I was not very confident with my speaking skill at all. So that's why I didn't want to sound stupid. I didn't have a lot of American friends. When Ben first came to the U.S., he was working at Charbonnel, this cafe in Sac. I work on the weekends at this cafe. So that's how I met Ben.
I grew up hearing that all Americans are really, really fat, and when I came to New York, I found that wasn't really true. Although, yeah, I was expecting to see everyone just being ginormous. I used to think everything must be better and faster,
More
and
efficient.
more efficient, more
But it's
creative in
not.
America. City, it might be a bigger city than Brussels, but Brussels is a lot more modern in many ways than New York City, so that kind of surprised me.
I think one thing that I is true, the stereotype that's really true is Americans are very into themselves. They are very proud of themselves. They're overly confident. They think they're smarter than anyone else, and they're not humble at all. I find myself doing the same thing. I think too highly of myself sometimes. But is it the culture? What does it mean to be an American? When I think of an American, that could be anyone. I really do think it could be anyone. Ben and I have been together for over 2 years. We're thinking, what if we have a kid? Well, what should we do? I think it's best to send the kid to a Chinese school for like elementary the whole year. Once the kid can move to a high school, then we send the kid to a English speaking high school. And then when the kid comes home, we can speak English.
When I was in Belgium, I was always bragging about, oh, in America we do it this way. In England we do this. In England it's like that. And now I'm here, I'm always saying, oh, in Belgium we do this. So I guess it's always, where you are, you defend where you're from. One thing I think is really better in America is like service, customer service, service in restaurants. It's really a big deal over here, and it's a selling point. In Belgium, we never mention customer service. It's terrible. You phone and
Nobody answers.
I am definitely going to stay here. America really met my expectations, everything I hoped for. I just don't want to go back because I feel like I really associate with the culture over here. Now I feel like I finally fit in,